Hey guys, Status here with Chainbreaker's Garden. Today we're talking about roll cover. Yeah, that's some new ones, y'all. um, After we went through that ice storm, well, I'm sorry, not ice storm, but when we went through that little freeze, um, we had the leftover. Of course, we had the Agribon already, and so basically, we just made some roll covers over it. I thought it was a really neat idea. Um, it was very cost efficient, and it serves a great purpose. That's specifically why I bought it for. I didn't think about making it into archways. I thought about just laying it down on top of um, the vegetables and whatnot. But I feel like this was the better way to go. I just wanted it to look nice and looked okay. Underneath here, you can tell we have some arugulas. You see my arugula? Look at my bed. Look at them. Hey, look at them. This is some nice arugulas, boy. Um, but so I made it this way. So just a few things that we used to make them. Um, you need a 9 mil gauge wire. Um, I'm sorry, 9 gauge 10 wire is the technical term for it. You'll need something to cut it with, so some bolt cutters. I got this out of Harbor Freight. Get what you pay for. Optional, you're gonna need some of these little clips. Stole these from my wife. You'll need either some rope or twine. I went with nylon rope because I find it to be a little bit better. And that's basically it. That's all you need. And of course, you need your cover, of course, whatever you're gonna cover them up with. Also, I'll show you that in a second. But that's basically all I needed. And after that, what first I did was this roll here. It comes in a 170-foot roll. You can get that out of Lowe's. Don't look on your Lowe's app because it's not on there. If you're looking for the store, looking for find me in the store, this is in the far back in the garden section on the bottom shelf. The roll is 170 feet long. I cut each hoop to make our roll cover at approximately 6 feet, almost like 6.2. And it broke down to roughly, I think, 27 or 28 hoops I could get out of 170 feet. And that's based off something else I'll let you know in a minute. Of course, we used our bolt cutter to do so. After we did that, I marked on the ends of our wire. Pardon me. Marked on the end of our wire approximately 6 inches on each side. Now I marked that because I want to know exactly how far I need to put it in the ground, and so I came up with 6 inches. You can put that anywhere you want to. You can make it 10, whatever. Just remember, the deeper you go in the ground, the lower your tunnel will be. That was pretty much it. That's all to it. And then when I cut them, I came over here, of course, began to stake them into the ground. Each one was put in the ground approximately six feet, separating the two. I'll tell you why this is all raggedy looking in a minute. Each one was put in the ground six feet apart. That broke down to roughly, I think we got 8 hoops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. 9 hoops. And so we broke that down into that. Each one spaced 6 feet apart. Now you can space yours however far you want to space yours. I just spaced mine 6, and it worked out pretty well because I didn't want to use too many hoops. After I put them in the ground, I went ahead and I tied the nylon rope that I had told you about earlier. You see all that nasty grass? Tied it to a bolt. Yeah, I can never have too many of these, okay? I use these for just about everything for tying down purposes in the garden. I put that in the ground really tight. And then I came here. From there, I went under, took my rope under, and then when I get down to the next one, it'll go over, under, over, so forth and so on. You just want to make sure this is really tight, and I kind of loosened the slack there when I did that. I didn't put it right back in the right position. But some people double loop, which is perfectly fine and probably more called for. But I just did single loop. It worked out pretty well because we had some pretty good gusts of wind come through. And over the top, I just went down to each row with some little clips. I found these. I found that from my wife, but she did give me permission to use them, so she knows they're never coming back in the house. But I do use these, and I just went down each row. I've still got some more to put down there. Now I made a double tunnel, so I've got 2 rows side by side. That's because my fabric stretches enough to cover 2 rows, and technically it covers enough for 3. But when I add if I were to take the fabric, go down and then back up, it would have left me short on one side. So I just double rowed it, and on the sides to get it to look kind of like an arch, I did another line of going down on both sides. So not on this side, because this side does not need it, because I put that in the middle. But on this one over here, there's one there and one over here. So they gave me 2 lines on both sides. Kind of makes it look like a dome. I only did that because I know that when this stuff gets wet, it wants to sag. But when I did it that way, it looks more professional to me. It just looks like a real kind of like a little mini grow house. In between there, to make up for that lack that I would have had in the middle, I just ran an additional line of rope down the center, tied onto a T-post, and there's a pole down on the end down there that we use, and that kind of made it over draped like this. The ends on this are raggedy, and that's because in the panic of that frost, I went and cut my agrabah fabric with my knife. And never do that. Cut it with your scissors. Take some time and do that, because it leaves them raggedy. So I've got to patch this up to get it to fully close. But I like what I'm seeing under there, though. It's having an effect. Man, it's cooking under there. But yeah, but that's it, man. It was so simple to do, and I thought that it just looked so great and fantastic, and it'll save us a little bit of time, and it could optionally give us a way to grow lettuce year round and not have to deal with the heat. Now we have invested in black-seeded Simpson, and black-seeded Simpson is supposed to do a lot better in heat than the other ones, but we'll put that to the test this year. But that's pretty much it. That was it, and I think in total, your twine, your rope or your twine's what, $2 for 500 feet. The metal itself, I think was 25 or 30 bucks. It wasn't much. I'm thinking about $25. And of course you can get your bolt cutter and everything else, but in these little cheap pins here, I don't know where my wife got them from, but I imagine it didn't cost that much money. Overall, that's probably like a 35, 40 buck weekend. That's not bad, because I know how much you all spend in Lowe's. I know how much you spend. So that is really good. Like that's amazing. Like when you go in Lowe's, I make sure when I go in Lowe's, I don't go through the garden section. I go through the front, so I don't have to see trees and stuff. Because I feel like you feel pressured when you come in the garden section, because you see a lot of people out there, and you be like, man, I can grow trees. I can grow this stuff better than they can. And then you buy stuff. But but I think it was a neat way. And so I'm believing optionally in the winter, maybe we can get away with maybe stretching plastic over the top of this and making like a little mini dome kind of situation here, where we'll be able to grow some other plants in the middle of winter off of this. I'm not sure. I know a lot of people use PVC to make mini arches, mini tunnels, but I think we're good, because it blew really hard yesterday, and when I came back home from work, everything was still standing. So I feel like we're gonna get away with it. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. I appreciate you all for watching. I appreciate the new subscribers. I can't be more just to tell you thank you for subscribing and following us. You've gotten us an audience before Brother Algorithm and Sister Algoritha. And for that, I'm appreciative, because I've been really trying to get in front of them cats for a good minute now. So you guys have made that all possible. We're approaching, I think, 80 subscribers. And so we're doing, I'm very pleased about that. So long as the content that we make, that we're continuing to put out, is of substance. That's the whole point of this channel, is to make sure we put something substantive before you. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. Like, I like that. Like, it's a nice look, man. It's a clean look. It's nice, and it just looks nice. So I'm sorry I couldn't get this video out earlier to you, but we had rain on over the weekend, and so once the rain passed, I had other stuff out here to put in the ground, so it never got made. But I pray the atmosphere that you're moving, that you're building in, that you're growing in is of nothing but God. I pray that you and your family remain covered. Amen. And that's it. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and follow us over there on the Instagram. We got like 22 photos now. So, you know, if you like to see nerd stuff about plants, check us out on the Instagram at Chainbreakers Garden. That's pretty much it for today, guys. We're going to get it again some other time, y'all. We got a lot of stuff to do. Like I say, we ain't got much time to do it. Thanks.